Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com here, back today with another daily crypto update. As per usual, I'm going to be going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, OmiseGo, and Lisk. All of those in that order in a more detailed technical analysis in just a second. I'm also going to be covering Bitcoin Cash today in a technical analysis and kind of talk a little bit more about what's happening. Now, I've already made a price prediction on that yesterday, so definitely go check that out if you haven't yet. But I want to, mention that I pretty much predicted this whole move, and I have evidence to back it up. Just watch my price prediction video. Now, of course, I made the price prediction for 6 to 12 months out, but I mentioned how I thought it was going to start moving up towards 1,500, and that's exactly what it's doing. So it's obviously moving very quickly. We'll see if it's able to hold that. Like I said, I'm going to cover that in technical analysis, but just to kind of update you guys really quickly on what's been going on, with the general market and the altcoins. So Bitcoin obviously continuing to fall lower. This is also something that I predicted in my daily crypto update of yesterday. So I've been pretty accurate here on my predictions. Now, the one thing that I wasn't so accurate on, but to be honest, I think that's a good thing, is the fact that the altcoins did recover a bit today. And I did mention, however, that in my price prediction for Bitcoin Cash, I wanted to see the altcoins sort of move, stop following Bitcoin's movement. And what I mean by that is, it seemed like yesterday Bitcoin was falling, so all the altcoins were, there was some panic selling in the altcoin market, and they were falling as well. And I really wanted to see altcoins sort of move on their own and not, just follow in Bitcoin's footsteps, because there's really no reason for that in this current environment. And today that's what happened, so I'm happy to see that. That's exactly what I wanted to see from the altcoin market. So, they're not all in the green, of course. It's relatively mixed. Some of the smaller altcoins are a bit more in the red today. But as far as, the bigger altcoins go, a lot of them are in the green today. And of course, Bitcoin Cash here up 41% over the past 24 hours with volume that's now above Bitcoin itself, which is just crazy to think about. And not only is a lot of this money, if you compare the two volumes, a lot of the money that's going out of Bitcoin is coming into Bitcoin Cash, but there's even more money on top of that going into Bitcoin Cash, right? Which is very telling in and of itself. So, otherwise, what's going on? Monero having a pretty nice day. Ethereum Classic continuing to move higher. I've made a price prediction on that. Go check out my cryptocurrency price predictions playlist. I'll have a link to that in the description in the comment section below if you want to watch those videos. But Ethereum Classic, is starting to move a bit higher here and seems to be recovering. Other than that, nothing really too special going on. Of course, a lot of the attention is on Bitcoin Cash right now, and it's shaking up the market. It seems to be taking a lot of the market share from, the Bitcoin brand. And yeah, that's basically what you have to be aware of. Very interesting and important stuff going on. We'll see how this all pans out, but let's get right into the technical analysis now, starting off with Bitcoin Cash, like I said. So what we had yesterday was, a break of basically $1,000. We broke above the high, previous all-time high, which was 972, and we held above 1,000. Now, after that, we saw another massive green candlestick that brought us up all the way to $1,419, right? Absolutely, tremendous increase in price, and in such a short period of time, the amount of money flowing into Bitcoin Cash is, never seen before, right? So it's definitely, I think, here to stay now as a bigger competitor and threat to the general Bitcoin, core. So what I want to say is, I know that Bitcoin Cash is controversial. I personally don't hold any Bitcoin Cash. I actually just hold, the normal Bitcoin, and I'm probably not going to buy Bitcoin Cash right now or anything like that. So I have no bias, I'm really just a trader. I just try to update people on what's going on, and I just really follow what the market is telling me, right? I follow the numbers. So I try to follow what's more factual than, just opinions and general, I follow the numbers is what I'm trying to say. So what do I think is going to happen here with Bitcoin Cash? It's hard to tell, and the increase is, very drastic in my opinion. I mean, this has gone up let's see, just 2 days ago it was at $600. So I think that's about 100% increase right there in 2 days. And is that excessive? There's obviously a reason for that increase, all the money flowing in. It's definitely a little bit of a, very sharp move, obviously. Probably a bit overextended here in the short term. Now, will we go and test 1,500, in the next coming days? Definitely possible if there's enough strength for that. We'll obviously be looking for a break above 1,419. Will it move above 1,500 though in the very short term? I kind of doubt it, right? I think that if it tested, it'll probably pull back a bit, and might move up towards 2,000 after that, slowly but surely in the next couple months. But right now, it's pushing 95 on the RSI. That's a very overextended level. MACD just taking off completely. So, we'll just have to wait and see here. But obviously a lot of money flowing in, and right now it's getting a lot of attention. So will it get a pullback here, in the next couple days? Definitely possible, because it has gone up a lot. But what you have to realize is that, like I said in my price prediction video, this break above 1,000, put it into blue sky breakout mode. If you don't know what that means, it's basically when the cryptocurrency doesn't have any previous resistance levels, so it really can go up until where the buyers don't want to buy anymore, right? And that's what we're seeing right now. And for now, it's 1,419 is sort of the top for the time being. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on Bitcoin Cash. It's a must right now, whether you like it or not. You have to be aware of what's going on with it, because it's going to affect the whole market. Now, Bitcoin, I've also been very accurate with my prediction on this one, and it is falling lower like I called. So, we weren't able to hold this first trend line over here, which I wasn't really expecting to. We're now moving lower towards the second one. We're probably going to, we are kind of bouncing here off, let's see, the low today was 6,218. I think we're probably going to move a bit lower than that in the next couple days, come and test this probably tomorrow. If there's still some weakness, and we'll see. I want to see how it acts around 6,000, basically 6,100, and see if we can get a nice bounce off this trend line. I can definitely see that happening, but if there is more weakness in play here for Bitcoin, which is absolutely possible, it'll probably drop back down to 5,000 after that if this 6,000 level doesn't hold and we don't start climbing back upwards. So now we're going to have some resistance coming into play with this middle band that's now above the current price, this trend line over here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see 5,000 here. A lot of people are calling for it, and it's definitely possible that we get a bounce off 4,900, 5,000. I don't think it'll fall lower than that though in the short term. I really doubt that. But as far as the indicators go, everything is moving downwards. Of course, the RSI now below the 50 line, it looks like. So yeah, they're definitely pointing towards more downside, and I'll of course keep you updated on that. But let's move over to Ethereum now. Let's see what's been going on with Ethereum. It's actually up today, it looks like, and bit range bound here for Ethereum. Now let's see. I'm actually going to put Coinbase. It's where I've been doing most of my technical analysis for Ethereum. So as you can see, this is actually some pretty good news for Ethereum. We're now out of this triangle, over here once again, and we're now clearing up out of a resistance area. So we're now above this black line as well, the black line that's at 300, let's see, around 313, I guess. So that's going to be a new support level. I'm happy to see that we got out of that whole mess, and hopefully we can stay above that and really start climbing higher towards 350, and then maybe come and even test 400, right, if there's enough strength for that in the altcoin market. But this is definitely a very bullish move, and I don't see Ethereum falling lower anymore. Like, I was kind of worried that we might see some kind of crash in the altcoin market yesterday after seeing Bitcoin's weakness and all the altcoins following. Now it's not looking it's not looking like that's going to be the case, right? It looks like the altcoins are going to recover pretty nicely and are going to kind of do their own thing, right? So definitely going to look for a move towards 350 here in the near future, and a hold of the $313 area, which I think is completely achievable right now. The RSI is moving upwards here. We're going to try to break out of the symmetrical triangle, which would be great. And as far as the MACD goes, we're now turning back over. We crossed above the orange line on the MACD, so that's definitely a bullish sign as well. Moving over to Litecoin. Let's see, once again, I'm going to use Coinbase here. Litecoin also, recovering a bit. We held above this uptrend line, which is great to see. And now we're just going to look for, a retest of the $67 area, which has obviously been creating some problems. If you want to know my personal opinion, I think that this time around we'll manage to break above this and we'll get the increase that I've been calling here for a while, which will be, of course, first towards this mid $70 area to $82. But once we get through that, pretty much all-time highs above $100 are pretty much in the bag after that. So hopefully going to climb along this uptrend line, really going to get a nice break above this $67 area and smooth sailing from there on out for a while, hopefully for Litecoin. We're now back above the uptrend line on the RSI, which is good to see as well, and starting to break through the downtrend line here in the short term on the MACD. So definitely things are looking better here for Litecoin and Ethereum, which is really good to see, and I'm happy that the altcoins are, they don't look like they're going to get some kind of, pretty big pullback like Bitcoin is, which is, more logical and it just makes more sense considering that they did have a pullback and right now it's kind of their time to move up, I think. So coming over here to Ripple, sorry, I'm putting all the wrong exchanges in today. There we go. So as you can see, we're still range bound here on Ripple. We are up today, but we're still in between these two black lines between 21 cents and 18 cents. So we're still keeping that range bound pattern. Now we are above the middle band today, currently the brown line over here in the Bollinger Bands, currently at 20 cents. That's good. That we're now back above that. As far as the uptrend line goes, we're holding that, so that's good to see as well. We're back above the uptrend line on the RSI as well. MACD slowly starting to trend upwards, and hopefully, we can see Ripple get enough strength to break out of this mess, but there is a lot of resistance up here, so it's definitely going to be a bit of a struggle. Hopefully it can find the strength to really get a strong breakout. Here's what it would need, but it should climb upwards here in the next couple of days, I think. Moving over to NEO, let's see. NEO actually not doing that good today, which is a bit surprising. Now, basically a flat candlestick over here. What's important to know this though, and it isn't the best sign, is I'm not even sure why this happened. I guess it got kind of scared off by this $31 area, but it was able to reach that today. It made a high of $31.43 and really sold all the way back down to where we are now, which is 27 cents. Just under 28 cents actually. So it wasn't able to maintain these higher levels. It is what it is. That's usually a bearish sign. It did bounce off the uptrend line, so we'll just have to wait and see. How's it going to be acting? Is there some weakness in NEO? If we break below this uptrend line, that won't be a good sign, but at least we should find support on this black line over here at 24 cents. And yes, sort of some range bound action after that. So definitely looks like some weakness over here for NEO. A bit early to tell though what that means and how severe that could be. But indicators looking pretty flat, not giving us much information. So not that much to say on NEO for now. Moving over to Vertcoin. Vertcoin getting a little bit of an update today after bouncing off the middle band, currently at $4, which is good to see. So now holding above that and, kind of bounce off this $52 line on the RSI, which is good to see. MACD not really telling us much now. I'm just going to draw the short-term uptrend line here that we have for the histogram, which is nice. And that's definitely going to mean that we should see a little bit of upward movement here. Now, I've been calling for Vertcoin to be a bit range bound. It looks like it's going to move a bit higher here in the short term. We'll see how it acts when it retests this $4.82. I wouldn't be surprised, if there's some added strength here that comes into the altcoin market to see it break above and kind of trade in between $6 and $4.85. But I still think that'll need to consolidate at least in that area for a while before really making its way to its all-time highs, which I think it will do just, maybe a couple weeks down the line. But overall here in the short term, probably going to move a bit higher. We did see a pretty long upper wick today. We've had that in the past for Vertcoin, which might mean that might not have just enough strength yet, but it is getting some nice support off this brown line, like I said, so that should definitely help it out to, climb a bit higher. And Monero having a really good day actually today. Looks like, so it didn't really break out of this $121 range. It actually did move above it, all the way up to $136, which is, there's another little resistance level there that I didn't actually put in. That would be this area right here, where there's some candlesticks that are creating some resistance, some past candlesticks. So that's going to be an area to pay attention to. But as you can see, I've been pretty accurate here with my support and resistance levels for Monero. You know, we bounced off this 57 RSI mark very strongly, which is good to see. The history MACD is looking pretty good here, really moving back up like over here. And like I said, you know, I expected some pullbacks, but I think we're going to move higher here pretty quickly like we did over here to the all-time highs again, and we'll see how it acts around that. But now we're just going to see if we can move, you know, tomorrow in the next couple days into the $121 and $137 range, see how it acts around that, and hopefully, you know, just keep on climbing upwards toward the all-time high. But it's looking like that's what's going to happen. Might take a little bit of time, but the strength is definitely behind Monero to do so right now, so not worried about it. It's looking pretty good. OmiseGo, let's see what's been going on with that one. OmiseGo having a pretty nice update here, about 4.5%, and you know, not that much happening just yet. We're now back above the brown line, the middle band, so $7 right now, and that's good to see. It looks like we have a little bit now of a reversal that's starting to really place itself up pretty nicely. So let me just draw a little uptrend line here that's in the making in the short term, which will definitely help it move upwards. And yeah, I just kind of expect it to grind up on that, really kind of move along and slowly but surely make its way up to this $9 and, you know, just under $10 level, break above that, and really get into this range over here, right, is what I'd like to see happen. The indicators are moving back up, still going to be a little bit of resistance ahead on the RSI, and of course some resistance as far as the price action goes, so it may, you know, struggle a bit, but a slow and steady climb, you know, even if there's some struggle, is kind of what I would see happening here, considering that there's going to be quite a bit of resistances, you know, because it's been downtrending for a while. So that's due to that. And final cryptocurrency of this daily crypto update is going to be Lisk. Let's see what's been going on with that one. It's been setting up pretty nicely here. So we had a pullback yesterday. Today, a bit of a bounce, you know, off this $5.43 support line that I drew. Now, what are we going to be looking at? First off, let me just cover the indicators again. You know, histogram is holding up pretty well still. MACD moving upwards like over here. Kind of a similar setup to Monero actually in a way. And RSI looking pretty good, still uptrending. Now, as far as the price action goes, today we made a high of $6.48. We did have a pretty long upper wick, which, you know, meant that we weren't able to hold those levels. Overall, what do I see happening for Lisk here? You know, kind of like just climb up on this uptrend line over here, hopefully, and make its way up to $6.85. Now, it's a bit of a similar setup to OmiseGo. You know, it has been downtrending for a while now. The good thing is that as soon as we might face some pretty strong resistance in this level here near $7.30 in this range up here, but really after that, you know, there's really not going to be much left to just really break through and make new all-time highs, which I could see happening, you know, maybe a couple weeks down the line, 1 or 2 months, 3 months probably at the most at this point, if there's going to be some added strength in the altcoin market. So I would say Lisk looking pretty good here. This is going to be the end of my daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.